If you are over 50 or 60, you will have thought, at least once in your life, how bad it would be to have Alzheimer's. It is increasingly talked about, and many researchers point out that its incidence is increasing. In this video, thanks to the wisdom of a doctor and Buddhist monk, we will discover which vitamin can fight or prevent it. So stay until the end, because what you will hear can be fundamental for your old age. But before continuing, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Also, click on the link in the first comment because we have an important tip for your health. The morning sun filtered through the delicate rice paper doors, bathing the tatami in golden light. A faint scent of incense hung in the air, mingling with the sweet aroma of cherry blossoms from the garden outside. In the center of the room, sitting cross-legged on a silk cushion, was an elderly Buddhist monk. Her saffron robe was simple, but it radiated an aura of deep serenity. Her eyes, though veiled by age, shone with a wisdom that only years and deep contemplation can bestow. Around him, a small group of people sat in respectful silence, their eyes fixed on the figure of the monk. They had come from far and wide, some from nearby villages, some from distant cities, all attracted by the reputation for wisdom of the old physician, Dr. Sato. It was said that he knew the secrets of Eastern medicine and that he had a profound understanding of the harmony between body and spirit. Dr. Sato slowly opened his eyes and a gentle smile spread across his wrinkled face. "Welcome," he said in a calm, resonant voice. "I thank you for coming to this humble temple. Today, we will speak of a subject that touches the lives of many, the health of our spirits and protection against diseases that afflict the mind." A murmur ran through the group. Everyone knew that Dr. Sato was referring to Alzheimer's, a dreaded disease that stole memories and identities, leaving only an empty shell. In our tradition, Dr. Sato continued, we believe that the health of the body and the health of the mind are inseparable. Just as a tree needs strong roots to support its branches, so our spirit needs a healthy body to flourish. And to maintain a strong body, we must nourish every part of it with the essential elements that nature provides. He rose slowly, with the agility of a man many years younger, and approached a small niche in the wall, where several jars of herbs and minerals were arranged. He took one, containing a yellowish powder, and showed it to the group. "This," he announced, "is the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D. For years, we have understood its role in strengthening bones and supporting our immune system. It is essential for the absorption of calcium, the mineral that gives structure to our skeleton. Without it, our bones become brittle and prone to fracture, just like a dry branch that snaps at the slightest touch." A middle-aged man in the audience raised his hand. "Dr. Sato," he asked, "my mother suffers from osteoporosis. Could vitamin D help her?" "Absolutely," Dr. Sato replied. "Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, making bones stronger and more resilient." Many studies have shown that adequate vitamin D intake can reduce the risk of fractures in older people, especially those with osteoporosis. An older woman with a worried expression on her face spoke up. "My husband has recently developed heart problems. Could vitamin D be helpful for him too?" Dr. Sato nodded sympathetically. Vitamin D also plays an important role in heart health. It helps regulate blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and improve blood vessel function. Several studies have suggested that vitamin D deficiency may be associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, while adequate intake may help protect the heart. The atmosphere in the room intensified. Everyone was fascinated by Dr. Sato's words and the vastness of the benefits offered by this simple vitamin. "But there's more," Dr. Sato continued, a twinkle in his eye. Recent research has begun to uncover another extraordinary power of vitamin D, its ability to protect our minds, our spirits, from cognitive decline, including Alzheimer's. An expectant silence fell over the room. Everyone knew that this was the main reason they had come. Our brain, Dr. Seto explained, is the most complex organ in our body. It is the center of our thoughts, our emotions, our memories. To function properly, it requires a constant supply of nutrients and protection from damage caused by oxidative stress and inflammation. He approached a scroll hanging on the wall, which depicted an intricate diagram of the human body with its energy meridians. According to Eastern medicine, he explained, vital energy, qi, flows through these meridians, nourishing every organ and tissue. A harmonious flow of qi is essential for physical and mental health. When this flow is blocked or weakened, disease can occur. And how does vitamin D come into play in all this? Asked a young woman eager to understand. Vitamin D, Dr. Sato replied, has powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It helps protect brain cells from damage caused by free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage DNA and cellular structures. Vitamin D also reduces inflammation in the brain, a key factor in the development of Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases. But how exactly does it protect against Alzheimer's? Asked an older man, a note of hope in his voice. Studies have shown that vitamin D can influence several processes involved in Alzheimer's disease, Dr. Seto explained. For example, it can help reduce the formation of amyloid plaques, protein clumps that build up in the brains of Alzheimer's patients, interfering with communication between nerve cells. He took a piece of chalk and began writing on a small blackboard. In addition, he added, vitamin D can stimulate the production of neurotrophins, growth factors that promote the survival and function of neurons. These substances are essential for synaptic plasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections, a process that is essential for learning and memory. Are there any specific studies showing a link between vitamin D and Alzheimer's? Asked a man, visibly skeptical. Yes, numerous studies, Dr. Sato replied firmly. For example, one study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association Neurology followed over 1,600 older adults for about 6 years. The results showed that those who were severely deficient in vitamin D were more than twice as likely to develop Alzheimer's disease as those who had adequate levels. Another study conducted at the University of Exeter, he continued, analyzed data from more than 80,000 people and found a strong association between low vitamin D levels and an increased risk of dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. The researchers estimated that maintaining optimal vitamin D levels could prevent a significant number of cases of dementia. These are amazing results. One woman commented, her eyes filled with admiration. But how can we make sure we get enough vitamin D? The main source of vitamin D is sunlight, Dr. Sato replied. When our skin is exposed to the sun's ultraviolet rays, our bodies synthesize vitamin D. Regular short exposures to the sun, especially during the morning or afternoon hours, can help maintain adequate levels. She sat back down on the cushion, crossing her legs with ease. However, she added, there are other factors to consider. The body's ability to produce vitamin D declines with age. Also, people with darker skin need more sun exposure to produce the same amount of vitamin D than those with lighter skin. Obesity, certain diseases, and the use of certain medications can also interfere with the absorption or production of vitamin D. What about food? Asked a young woman. Can we get vitamin D from our diet? Some foods contain vitamin D, replied Dr. Sato, such as fatty fish, salmon, tuna, mackerel, beef liver, egg yolks, and mushrooms exposed to UV light. However, it is difficult to obtain the amount of vitamin D needed through diet alone. For this reason, in some cases, supplementation may be recommended. So, what should we do to protect our spirits and prevent diseases like Alzheimer's? Asked an elderly man, summing up the question on everyone's mind. Dr. Sato smiled. The answer, my dear friends, is balance. We must care for our bodies and minds as one, cultivating inner harmony through a healthy and conscious lifestyle. Spend time outdoors, exposing yourself to sunlight in moderation and wisdom. Eat a balanced diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and foods that contain vitamin D. Stay physically active, practicing exercises that stimulate the body and mind. Cultivate inner peace through meditation and mindfulness practices. And above all, he added emphatically, do not underestimate the power of the sunshine vitamin. Make sure you get enough of it, both through exposure to the sun and, if necessary, through supplementation. Protecting your body with vitamin D also protects your spirit, your memory, your essence. Dr. Sato's words resonated throughout the room, penetrating deeply into the hearts of everyone present. The brighter sunlight now shone on his serene face, lending his words an aura of absolute truth. Remember, Dr. Sato concluded, health is a precious gift, but it is also a responsibility. We must be the stewards of our bodies and spirits, nourishing them with wisdom and love. Only then can we live full and meaningful lives, free from the shackles of disease that cloud the mind and imprison the spirit. A deep silence followed his last words. Everyone present was immersed in their own thoughts, reflecting on the importance of those words and the need for a conscious change in their lifestyle. Then, one by one, they began to stand up, approaching Dr. Sato to thank him and pay their respects. As they left the temple and walked toward the outside world, they took with them not only the knowledge of the vitamin that protects against Alzheimer's, but also a renewed awareness of the importance of living in harmony with nature and with oneself, a precious lesson, a spiritual legacy that they would cherish for the rest of their lives. The sunlight accompanied them, a symbol of the vitamin that they had learned to appreciate as a precious gift, a key to the health of the body and the serenity of the spirit.